Hey, Miss Marion here. We are still doing some stuff with equations. Make sure that you have a packet that says solve all, some, or no solution notes. And we're going to go ahead and go through some stuff. All right, here are the starters for today. Go ahead and write them down. You're going to answer them on your piece of paper, but you are going to put the answers into Canvas. So make sure that you answer the questions and then put the answers into Canvas. Remember to put them as improper fractions, okay? I'm not doing decimals because it's really, really hard. Will you please put them in as fractions, please. All right, let's write down our I can statement. Let's go ahead and go through that. So we're going to say I can solve linear equations with the answer as no solution and all real numbers. Okay, and go ahead and write that down, and you can kind of do it yourself, okay, see how you understand it. We'll explain a lot of this in a little bit. So solving equations, it's going to be, so solving these type of questions with no solution and all real numbers is going to be the same as solving normal equations. So remember, we are talking about solving them, okay, and the steps as far as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, you've seen this before, but we're going to go ahead and remind ourselves. Number one, we're going to look at and see if they're parentheses. In the parentheses, we're going to look inside, right? Remember. And we are going to combine like terms if we can. If we can't, we're going to look on the outside. If there's not a number on the outside of the parentheses, we're going to put a 1 outside of the parentheses. If no number is there. And the reason why we're going to do that, we're going to multiply into the parentheses. We're going to take that number, distributive property, distributive property, right? Once we have done that, we're going to combine like terms. And then we're going to do PEMDAS backwards. Right? Remember, PEMDAS is parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction. Okay. And so the way that we do PEMDAS backwards, we're going to make sure and we're going to look and see in it add or subtract. We're going to do those first, and we're going to do opposites. And then we are going to look at multiply and divide after. So we've been solving equations just like before, okay? And so remember that. All right, so this is from before, so let's go ahead and we're going to look inside the parentheses. We have a V and a 4. Can we add those together? Nope. All right, so then we're going to look on the outside, and we have a negative 3. So we're going to take negative 3, we're going to multiply it by V, so we're going to say negative 3V. We're going to say negative 3 multiplied by 12 is multiplied by 4 is negative 12. And then we're going to have 2V minus 37. All right, from here, we're going to go ahead and we are going to check anything that we can combine like terms. Can we combine anything on this side? No. Can we combine anything on this side? No. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move things from one side of the equation to the other. I like to get rid of my negatives, and I like to move my variables first. So I'm going to look at this negative 3V. So I need to go ahead and put add 3V to both sides. So add 3V, again, to both sides of the equation, make sure that is a balanced equation. So positive negative 3, they go away. We're going to bring down the negative and then the 12 or the minus 12. 2V plus 3V is 5V. We're going to bring down the minus 37. Now we're going to look at it and we're going to say, okay, which side's crowded? This side is crowded. Who wants to be with the negative 12? Well, that's negative 37. So we're going to go ahead, that's subtracting negative 7 or minus negative 37, however you want to go ahead and look at that. So we're going to go ahead and add 37 to both sides. Positive and negative 37 that make it 0. We're going to have 5v left over. We're going to say negative 12 plus 37. That is 25. Okay. Then we're going to look and let's see what else we can do. So we've done addition and subtraction. So now we're going to do multiplication and division. 5v, they are multiplying each other. So how do we get rid of? We're going to divide. We're going to divide by 5 on both sides. We have v. 5 divided by 5 is 1. It leaves v by himself. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So then our v is going to equal 5. So this is a reminder kind of stuff from last time. This is also a reminder one. So let's go ahead. Let's look into the parentheses. Okay. So we're going to take 2. We're going to multiply it by 3x and also by 7. Hippity-hoppity distributive property. So 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times positive 7 is positive 14. Everything else stays the same. Okay, now both sides are crowded. I like to move my variables first, and I like to move my negatives because I don't like them. So we're going to go ahead and, because I have a negative 8x, I'm going to put a positive 8x with it to make it 0. Of course, I have to put it on both sides of the equation to make it balanced. Positive, negative 8x. They make it 0, so then we're going to have negative 14 come down. 6 plus 8 is 14x. And then we're going to bring down our positive 14. So now we want to go ahead and we want to pull from the crowded side. Who wants to be with a negative 14? Well, that's the positive 14. How do I get that as 0? I have a positive 14, so I'm going to put in a negative 14. So then I have positive, negative 14, so make zeros. We have 14x. Negative 14, so put it in your calculator exactly how it looks. Negative 14 minus 14 is negative 28, and we have our equals. Now we've done our positive and our adding and subtracting. We're going to look for multiplication and division. 14 and x, they are multiplying. So then we are going to divide. 14 divided by 14 is 1, leaves x by itself. Negative 28 divided by 14 is negative 2. Okay, so this is reminder stuff that we've done before. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the new pieces of information. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look and see if we have anything on the in parentheses inside we can combine. No. Remember when we have a negative on the outside, that really means that we have a negative 1. So I'm going to take my negative 1 and I'm going to multiply it in. So I'm going to say negative 1 times p is negative 1p. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 5 is a positive 5. Everything else stays the same. So now we're going to go ahead and we want to move our p's to be the same. So I'm going to add 7p to both sides. We're going to have 36, positive and 7p, they make it 0. We have negative 1 plus 7 is 6p, and then plus 5. Again, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull from the crowded side. So that is a negative, or sorry, that's a positive 5, so we are going to put a negative 5 with it. So then we're going to have 6p, 36 minus 5, that's 31. And then we're going to go ahead and 6 and p, they are multiplying. So then we are going to divide by 6. So we're going to have p, that's left over, 6 divided by 6 is p. So we're going to have 31 over 6, so that's 5 and 1/6, or 31 over 6, okay? Both of these, we can also do the decimal, but of course with Canvas, decimals are kind of hard to go ahead and do. So we're going to kind of leave it like that. So this is what is considered a 1 solution. And so we'll talk about some other ones also. All right, example number 2. I see that -2 on the outside. Let's go ahead and let's multiply it in. So we're going to say -2 times v is -2v. -2 times -2 is positive. Negative times negative is positive. And then -3 and then 2v are stay the same. So from here, I want to go ahead and I want to move my 2v. So I want to have, so I have a -2v, so I'm going to add 2v to both sides. Positive and -2v make it 0. We have 14. We have -3. Oh, look, positive and -2v also make it 0. So what we need to do is we need to look at this. Does 14 equal -3? No, it does not. Okay, so this does not work. So this is what is considered no solution. Notice how I don't have a variable anymore. Kind of went away. And this does not make sense. Okay, does this make sense? No. Okay, so then it is no solution. This only happens when the variable is gone. So if the variable is gone, nothing is there, then it's no solution. All right, so let's go ahead and let's try another one. So we're going to go ahead, notice how there's a negative on the outside of the parentheses. I'm going to put a 1 in there. So we're going to put -1 times 3. So it's -3. -1 times -6b is a positive 6b. And then the rest stay the same. Okay. And then again, I like to move my variables first. Actually, you know, let's move a number first and let's kind of see what happens that. Let's move that -3. So if I go ahead and I move that -3, I'm going to put a positive with it, right? And I'm going to have 6b equals 6b. So then positive and negative, so we have 5 plus 3 is positive 8, okay? So now if we look at it, okay, I didn't move my variables first. I'm still going to take from the crowded side. Who wants to be with this person over, with the 6b? That is 6b also. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a negative with that. We're going to say minus 6b minus 6b. 6b minus 6b. Remember, it does make a 0, so we're going to stick a 0 there because we kind of need it as a placeholder. These two also make a 0, and then I have 8 left over. So notice again how I do not have my variables. Does this make sense? No. Okay, so then it's going to be no solution. There is nothing in, there is not a number in that I can put into the equation on both sides to make both sides equal. That's what that actually means. No solution. There's no number that goes in there. All right, example number 4. Let's look at it. So again, I like to go ahead and I like to move my variables first. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add 4x to both sides. Okay. Positive negative 4x, they go away. We have 3 equals positive negative 4x. That makes 0, they go away. 7, does this make sense? No. So again, this is no solution. There is not a number I can put into this equation to make both sides equal is what it actually means. All right, let's keep on moving and let's look at it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take -4 multiplied by v. So it's -4v. Then we're going to have -4 multiplied by 3. -4 multiplied by 3 is -12. We're going to have -12, -4v. I like to move my variables first, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move the -4v to be over here, okay? So how do I move it? I want it to go away. I'm going to make it a 0, so I'm going to add 4v to both sides. Positive -4v, they go away. We have -12 equals, and then we still have -12. And then positive -4v go away. Does -12 equal -12? Does this make sense? Yes. The answer for this one is all real numbers. Okay, so this, what it actually means is I can put any number into this equation and the both sides will go ahead and always equal. All real numbers. That's what this actually means. So I can put a number on both sides and then they'll go ahead and equal. All right, let's go ahead. Let's try another one. So we notice we have parentheses, right? We cannot combine the two together, so I'm going to look at the 5. So I'm going to take that 5 and I'm going to multiply it in. So we're going to say negative 5, or sorry, positive 5 multiply in is 5n. 5 multiplied by positive 2 is positive 10. We still have minus 7. We have 3, 5n. Okay. All right, let's keep on moving. So what can we do? Oh, we can combine these two together. Combine like terms, right? Remember that part? So we're going to have 5n. 10 minus 7 is 3. We still have 3 plus, and then 5n. Notice how both sides are actually exactly the same. So I'm going to think that this is actually all real numbers. But let's keep on going on to make sure. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract off 5n to both sides. Okay. Those make zeros. We have 3 equals 3. And notice how this is. So does 3 equal 3? Yes, that is. Is the variable gone? Yes. So it's going to be all real numbers as our answer. All right, let's keep on going. So we're going to have 4 multiplied by k is 4k. 4 multiplied by negative 8 is negative 32, right? Equals negative 32 plus 4k. Now, instead of moving my variables first, I'm going to show how if I move my numbers first. So I'm going to add 32 to both sides. So positive negative 32, they go away. So then I have 4k equals 4k. So now I want to go ahead and I want to put my variables together. I'm negative 4k, subtract off 4k, right? So this is going to be 0 equals 0. Does 0 equal 0? Can the number 0 equal the number 0? Yes. So again, this is going to be all real numbers. Because again, I don't have a variable. There's no variable left over. So that's the two things. Is there a variable left over and doesn't make sense? So no variable doesn't make sense as all real numbers. No variable does not make sense. It is no solution. All right, example number 8. So 8 times a is 8a. 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. Okay. So then I want to go ahead, I want to move my variables first. So I'm going to subtract off 8a from both sides. So then I'm going to get negative 32 equals negative 32. They both, does this make sense? Does negative 32 equal negative 32? Well, yeah. So then, again, this is all real numbers. All right, so if you did not understand something today, please go back and review it again. So this video, you can always go over it over again. Today we're going to have Algebra 1, 3.4, Solving Equations homework. That is in Canvas. There is a worksheet that goes along with it, so she should have a worksheet again, and then that. And then also for tomorrow, remember tomorrow, you are actually going to need your workbook for tomorrow. Please make sure you bring it. We're going to be going over lesson 10. So hope you have a great day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.